there are a lot of limitations when trying to DCA, that is, use the dollar cost average technique in trading in crypto market, or if, let's just speak basically on the crypto market. And this has been one of the things I faced and actually give me a lot of bottleneck situation when I started my trading journey. And a lot of this platform actually don't give me what I want. What I'm saying the limitation is they don't give the best option to make the best out of your trade using the dollar cost average technique. So I've actually tried a lot of platforms before I actually got to find the best technique, which is what I'm going to show you in this video. But before I show you the best technique, let me show you why it is the best technique. Let me show you what limitations I'm actually talking about. So now let's look at this for an example. This is just one of my accounts. I guess I've used most of the balance here for some limits, or that's why I'm having zero at the moment. So let's just say now this is the option most of this platform gives to you. They ask you to mention or state the amount you want to allocate for the trade. So let's say for an example, I say I want to stake $10. It's going to tell me sufficient for, but don't worry about that. So $10 and to buy Solana. Now, this is a problem. For an example, let's assume the market is in a downward trend, right? And I want to keep buying every time the market goes low. If you understand from my previous video, which is going to show up right up here, where I explained how to use the dollar cost average technique, when I say you can buy 10% per time. If, for an example, you expect the market to dip by 50% and you buy 10%, that is, you maybe want to buy 5 times, so you buy every 10%. But now, how do you get to do that when most of these platforms just ask you, they say, okay, you allocate $10 and you want to buy 5 times, that's $2 per time, right? But they can't give you the option to buy in percentage. They can't give you the option to buy at a particular price time. They ask you to do what? So, your DCA works in, let's say, minutes, every day, every week, every month. And this is why it is crazy and why I say it is very limited, right? Because let's assume the market is just consolidating at the time you set up your trade. And you set up your trade to trigger every day. So every 24 hours, if perhaps let's say the time you let's try to get a chart from this. So let's assume that, okay, let's just wait for this graph to load right here. Let's just assume that the time you make your purchase today, the price was at this point here, right? At this point here. So, and by the next 24 hours when you're going to make your trade, the price is at this point. Apparently, the market is going to trigger for you twice in that 24 hour, but you're going to buy for the same price, which is not what you want, which is not what is profitable for you. Because how can I say I want to DCA, which is the most and the very reason why I want to DCA is because I want to buy and have the best buy option. And I'm buying for the same price for every 24 hours. Or let's say even the price change in those periods that was set to for you is just, let's say, little change. For an example, maybe the market came to this point and all you're going to buy in those 2 to 3 days period is just going to be from here to here. That doesn't make sense. Whereas, let's say in the next 3 days afterwards, then the market goes low to this kind of point, and you've exhausted all your funds at just this top there. Because why? You set your dollar cost averaging robot to trigger for you every day or every hour. It is very limited and it can't give you the best option. This was one of the things that frustrated me and gave me a lot of tough time until I found the best solution. And what's now the right solution I use right now, which is what I'm going to show you in this video, which is the best solution, the best option you can ever use when you want to do your dollar cost averaging technique. Now, so before this, you have to get one particular app. You have to get the TradingView app. And remember, now TradingView even has an option where which you can link your what was it called? You can link your trading account, or let's say your centralized exchange like Binance and the likes, to your TradingView account. So whatever trade you set on your TradingView can trigger your account. Now let me show you how you can use this option to get the best, profit, or let's say the best thing for you in using the DCA. So the first thing you're going to do right now is decide when you want to enter the market. So let's exit this right now. Is decide when you want to enter the market. So let's assume and say the market is here. For an example, is at the top, right? And I want to buy from here. This is where I want to enter the market. The price of $72,450, right? And I've allocated $50 to make purchase of Bitcoin, and I want to buy just 5 times. Now, when I look at it, and from my prediction, I say, okay, this is the last or the least the market is going to dip to, and I say, all right, so buy from here, this point, 72,450, around this range to this range. How do I get to do that? Now, am I going to start setting limit order on my Binance account and the likes and the likes and the likes? Looking for the II or the low, doing all of this stress. No, this is why we call it dollar cost averaging. You don't have to do all of those technicals. What you are going to do right now is say, okay, I want to make 5 buys with $50. So definitely I'm going to look or make a purchase every time the market goes low by 20%. For an example, let me show you an instance what I'm saying. So let's look at it. So first tool we are going to use, which is on this thing, is the measure tool. So this is my mobile, this is my tablet. I'm not so familiar with the interface using my tablet, but I'm sure I'm going to find it very, very fast. All right, so this is the tool, and it's the price range tool. So now like I said earlier, we've decided. Let me just click this. We said we want to buy at the top here. Like we expect the market to dip from this point here to this particular point here, right? So what we are going to do now is you click on this point and you drag your price range up, up to this point. Now that's beyond. Now that makes a whole lot of sense. And just take it out. So then you drag it down here. You drag it down here. So now let's reduce this also. Gosh, I'm not so familiar with using my phone. So I think I got the best here. So now if we look at this, and one of the best reason why this is the best tool to use is because you don't have to calculate, you don't have to do anything. Everything is going to be done for you. What I'm trying to say for you is that we want to buy at this point and also till this point. This is the range which we want to buy from, right? And we want to make our purchase 5 times throughout this point. How do you get to divide this equally? The first thing you need to do is you come right here and check out the percentage change. That is what 46.17% change in the market. 46.17 price change in the market. So now that we understood that this is a 46.17 change percent change in the market, because we are making our purchase 5 times, right? Let's just try to reduce it by a number divisible by 5, which is 45. So let's assume this is a 45% change in the market. What we are going to do right now is say, all right, so we are making purchase 5 times. So the next thing I'm going to do is measure this particular price range or divide it into 5 places. 5 places, which is going to give you a 9% change in the market. So that means you're making your purchase every time the market reduces by 9%. And compared to what we have on, let's say, Phantom or whatever, which is giving us the option of purchasing every minute, every hour, every week, every day, that doesn't really make any sense, because we might just, or we could just keep buying the same price all over and over within the set period of time given to us. But now that we know, okay, this is a whole 45% change in the market and we're making our purchase 5 times, we just know that we are going to buy every time the price reduces by 9%. And how do you get to know when it's reduced by 9%? You pick out your option tool again, you go to the price, yeah, to the price measure. I've forgotten what the name is. You go to what is it? The price range again. Now you pick it from here and you drag it down till and watch it. Ensure you have the 9%. 7. This is 8. This is 9. So this is 9.40, which I think is too much because you're looking at 9. So let's drag it to 9 actually. Gosh. Okay, let's just assume this is the actual point in 9, and not to get it confused. Okay, so now we have this as the 9% change, and when we look at the price at this particular point in time, it says what the price is $67,139 at that particular point. So if your starting point of purchase is here at 74,250, if I'm not mistaken, of 74,000 whereabouts, your first purchase should be where 66,995. Then you repeat the same process on and on and on. How do you do that? So you pick the tool again, you go to the price range, pick it up from here, take it up, and the next will be when it is what 18%. So let's just say we are at the 18% point right now. So we pick it from here and we get the price. The price at this point is 59,603. Now this is your buy. Let me get something here. Let me just make a text around there so you can get to understand very, very, very well what I'm trying to say. So this is going to be your first buy. So this is going to be your first buy. We can get to always increase the size of the text. So you see. So let's bring it up. Let's take the text out. So let's just bring the text out. Oh gosh. Trying to move the text. So now that's our first buy. And not to get it confused, another thing you can actually do also at this point is change the color to something you fancy so you don't mix it up. So the first one is blue, the second one can be purple, or let's just say the second one can be something around this shade of color. So you have your first buy. This is going to be your second buy. You went next to measure 27, you have your third buy. On and on the factors of 9 because you're buying 5 times. So first buy, this is going to be your second buy. This is going to be your third buy. Somewhere around there will be your fourth buy, and somewhere around there will be your fifth buy. Like this, you will be able to make a proper purchase of 45% based on your calculation and your prediction of the market going low. You'll be able to make a 45% change or purchase on a very equal volume and a very equal time. So like this, you can just go back and sit and rest. The next thing you need to do, because you're not done, is now to write out all of this price. We have the first one here, we have the second one here, we have the third one here. Then you can go to your, traditional trading hub, maybe your Binance and the likes and the likes, and you set your trade for those times, right? So you set your limit trade for those period of time. So you go to your trading platform and you set your trade. Maybe you can set your first trade at this point, the second trade at this point with how much? $10. Remember, we said we are assuming we are using $50 as the whole amount we want to use for this particular period of time, and we are buying 5 times. So you make a purchase of $10 right here, another $10 right here, another $10 right here, another $10 when it's the fourth and the fifth. Like that, you make an equal purchase without having to go through the stress of measuring the market or trying to look at the trend, because you know it is definitely going to fall till this point in time. So guys, if you found this video helpful, I want you to please like this video so YouTube can get to recommend it for other people, because it took me a whole lot of time before I could figure out this technique, and this is the technique I use in making my dollar cost averaging technique. So when next I come here, we stay cool and play big.